Welcome to a Ruined Chapel by Moonlight. I'm your host, Bertolt Gamma. Today, I'm reviewing Son of Dracula. This is a sequel to the original Universal Dracula film from 1931. It stars Lon Chaney Jr. as the titular vampire, although he is going by the name Alucard to avoid arousing suspicion. There is a reason for this in vampire lore, but as a disguise it's barely better than Mr. Hilter. He is invited to New Orleans by a Catherine Caldwell, Louise Albritton, the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner. Soon after his arrival, her father mysteriously dies, leaving his estate to Catherine and her sister Claire, Evelyn Ankers. Catherine's boyfriend, Frank, Robert Page, is alarmed at her strange behavior and enraged when he learns she has married Alucard in secret. He tries to shoot Alucard, but hits Catherine instead when the bullets go through his target. He flees in terror and grief, but after he confesses to the crime, returns to the estate with the police to find Catherine still apparently alive. I say apparently, and I think you probably know why I said apparently. I'll spare you the description of the part where they consult vampire experts to work it all out, and skip right to the bit where Catherine confesses to Frank that she truly loves him, and only wanted to obtain immortality. She asks Frank to join her as a vampire, and tells him how to destroy Alucard by burning his coffin. However, Frank is not the type to be tempted by the dark powers. He is much more of a Frodo than a Boromir, and so he does the only thing his conscience will allow: burns both Alucard and Catherine's coffins. The film ends with him staring solemnly at the flames. How much darker is this than your typical old monster movie? Usually the good guys kill the monster and save the damsel at the end. Not here, though. I remember the first time I saw it, on television, late one Halloween. I was stunned at the bleak ending. Also, the New Orleans setting works really well. The scene where Catherine meets Alucard one night on a swampy river is a particularly eerie one. Speaking of Catherine, I really liked her character. She's clearly an intelligent woman, seduced not so much by Dracula's charms, which are minimal, but by the prospect of eternal life. It's a classic trope, but it's a classic because it works. And here we get to the implicit moral built into the vampire legend. The vampire is a human which has obtained immortality, but at the price of their soul. The implication is that mortality is the burden we must bear, and seeking to subvert it, particularly at the cost of others' lives, is an unnatural perversion. The vampire is fundamentally parasitic, since it can only live by consuming the blood of mortals. So, bottom line, don't trade your soul for immortality. It may sound like a good idea, but trust us, it isn't. This is the fundamental theme of a huge amount of fiction, and so this is obviously what makes the vampire myth so effective. Thanks for your time, fellow horror fans, but I think we've pretty much cleared this one up easily. I'll just show myself out. Oh, there is one more thing. How do you know if you're trading your soul? Come to that, how did this Count, Alucard, did you say? How did he get the idea to trade his soul in the first place? Was he the first vampire? If so, how did he do it? If not, who was the first vampire? I'm asking these questions as a study of the literature, of course, but also as a student of history. What inspired this myth to begin with? Do we know? The story of Dracula is obviously iconic, but where did it come from? And why? More questions than answers, I'm afraid. Our work is not done, but take heart. I feel sure that we are hot on the trail.